discovering this map.
Hurry up, we're both in the world, so. I already started the stream, so.
Okay, cool. City Hall. I want to find the secrets to this map. I know there is some. Hey, what up, home shit? God, I'm racist. I'm so offensive.
No, you are.
Sorry, guys. Fucking shit. Where the hell are the secrets to this bitch? I know there are some shit, dude. Ooh.
Okay.
Welcome to the ruined maze. Find it and activate the buttons to unlock.
Okay, well, we got viewers joining us, so. Alright, everyone. Hello, what's going on, gamers? Hotshot Gamer here. Welcome back, and I'm here joined with once again King Hernandez and Isaac the Killer. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Esteban couldn't join us because, you know, he has some. Basically, me and him, like. We basically had to do some assignments, so, but luckily for me, I finished mine today, so I won't have to worry about that earlier, so. Yeah, and I don't know who else might be able to join us. I asked my friend Kyson to join us, but he's not answering for whatever reason. So, but yeah. But right now we're just waiting for Isaac to get in the damn world so we can get started.
Josh, I found a secret place, but I need to find the secret buttons, which we can probably do later. So I'm kind of just being stubborn ass.
Oh my god, we can do that after we're done.
Oh god. Oh jeez.
Alright, so yeah, basically we're gonna be going through Marvel Phase 2, which the movies consist of Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. So, and finally here he is, so.
Oops, did I start the game? What did I just do?
You're fine, so, in our seats as usual, cool. So. Yeah, basically, so we're gonna have, so basically I guess one of us are gonna, Jesus, this music is annoying, hold up. I'm gonna turn down the music. I'm turning off the music. Alright, so Isaac, get in your seats right here, so. Yeah,
oh
so
God,
as usual, we're just gonna talk about like each of the movies, and we're also gonna be talking about the experiences of them watching. So, yeah, so we're gonna first start off with Iron Man 3. So, yeah, and also just to let you know that also I went to go rewatch the Thor: The Dark World yesterday, so you know I can remember the parts.
You're annoying. Sorry, not you. Not you.
Okay. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so so who wants to start off talking about Iron Man 3?
Isaac.
No.
Why not you?
Because you can start it off, sir.
Okay. And I think I'll also talk about Thor: Dark World next, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys can remember parts of Dark World.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so now Iron Man 3, now this is something that like I remember, like they released the trailers, and you know, the way how it was, it looked like pretty like interesting, you know, like how now with the Mandarin and all that, and so I was pretty much looking forward to Iron Man 3. So basically the movie starts off with Tony narrating, you know, how we create our own demons, and you know, of course, it shows like the Iron Man armory like blowing up one by one, and then of course cuts with the Marvel Studios, the song, and it shows like way back, like I think it takes place in 1999, where like a young Tony was there, and of course with Happy with long hair. It's very funny. And of course we got to see Jensen again, where this is basically how Tony and Jensen actually met before, you know, like the events of the first Iron Man in the cave. Okay, I'm really going through my memory. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Okay. So yeah, after they had like a little discussion, they said, we'll catch up another time. So, and then we're also introduced to this guy named Aldrich Killian, where he's basically creating like I guess an organization or something called AIM. And he got to chat with I forgot who was the girl with Tony, like around that time. God, I have a terrible memory of remembering who was who. But yeah. And, they were just at the elevator, and then, Tony said, like, to Keelan, like, he can meet up in the rooftop and talk more about the stuff, but, later on, he didn't. And the girl the woman was talking to Tony about the project she was working on called, I think she called it Extremis, which, man, what's a good way to kind of describe it? Basically, it's like a way to regenerate, I think, or... God, I don't know much of the logic and science in these Marvel movies. I'm terrible at that.
Also, Happy's too stupid to know how to flip an iPad.
Yep. Well, we'll get to that part. But yeah, little incident with the extremists, but, everything got back to normal, and then, like...
Sorry.
Well, as I was rudely interrupted... No. Okay, so then, of course, in that next morning from that time, Tony left that woman, and Aldrich Killian was just waiting at the rooftop at that time, and, didn't meet Tony, and then it shows up years later where he was with, of course, this...
Turned into a super hunk.
I'm sorry, what?
Anyways, and of course this movie takes place after the Avengers, so basically Tony now has to deal with kind of like a PTSD where, with the wormhole now knowing, there are like many dangers around the world and all that. And we first see him, he's like, I don't know, injecting something in his arm so that way he can like, call upon the Iron Man armor, to assemble, like on his command. Of course, shows a dummy there, return once again. I love that little robot. And...
Continue.
I'm also going to turn off the sound effects. Alright. Turn off sound effects so you can just only hear the voice chats. And... Alright, and of course he's doing like this little funny thing where he just turns on the music, classic Tony Stark. And assembling his armor, and it's just really funny. Just wants to like One Piece just hit him in the crotch, and yeah. But overall, he was basically working on the Iron Man armor Mark 42. Yeah, he was basically working on the new armor called Mark 42, and the suit looks pretty good. And yeah, after and it was really funny because like after you put on like the full armor on, it just says I'm the best, and then just One Piece just. Making it like falling out and the armor was fully destroyed. So, but yeah. And then after that funny bit, then it cuts off to like, I guess like a TV showing where it introduced us to I guess the villain, the Mandarin. Well, quote unquote, the Mandarin.
That was so many people were disappointed with that.
But hey. The good thing is that the real Mandarin will actually show up in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Where the hell?
Oh, Leo's just right over there. I don't know what.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to do that.
Truly turns into an NPC.
Okay, hold up. I was trying to plug my controller in without moving, but I guess that didn't work out too well.
Alright, so now, okay, so yeah, it basically shows like the Mandarin, like terrorist stuff, yada yada yada. I guess like a huge vendetta with the president. And of course we, everyone like the news outcasts, we're talking about this, and of course we're introduced to Rhodey again, where this time he is Iron Patriot now. Yeah, and some people were talking about Iron Patriot. There's actually, I guess, one that said the Iron Patriot was stupid. And of course, Huh?
Wasn't he though?
I kind of like better War Machine, but yeah. Then it cuts to the bar with Tony and Rhodey. You know, I guess Tony was making fun of Rhodey about like Iron Patriot and all that. But where'd you go?
Me?
He went into the freaking thing.
You went to Mario Kart. We could see like the lettering. It says grab a cart, and yeah. I guess he'll be busy playing mini games.
No, I didn't play. It's not Mario Kart. This one is Bumper Cars.
Oh, bumper cars. Oh, okay, my bad. So, all right. Try to remember. So, yeah, basically, Rhodey was, they were talking about, the recent Mandarin attacks, and then of course, then Iron Man's like, I guess, like PTSD kicks in, having an anxiety attack, and yeah, pretty much he left. I'm still trying to remember the bits and pieces, but okay. I think next now goes to Stark Industries, where we get to see Pepper again, right? And the Happy Hogan, which I guess he's just intimidating everyone, showing off his badge or something.
He's nowhere near intimidating.
I don't know.
Anything but intimidating.
But yeah, then of course we cut, and Pepper basically meets up with Aldrich Killian again, where this time he is completely different from what we saw in the past in 1999. So yeah, and of course he was showing off presentation with Pepper, I guess looking into the human mind, I think, and it's pretty impressive. And of course there's I guess a thing going on with Happy and Killian's bodyguard. Where that guy was just relaxing and did not care, and all that, but yeah. Then and then of course as you mentioned the funny thing where with a Happy and the iPad and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, basically he informs Tony
also,
about
another thing though that doesn't make sense is how he was taking a picture of, I think it was Aldrich Killian's license plate, I think it was, right? Or who was it?
I think, God damn it, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Iron Man 3.
Well, that whole thing doesn't exactly make sense because the movement of the car, considering that he had just pulled out his phone and the car had already started moving, that wouldn't have made the picture quality very good, so that would have ruined the picture completely. Because he was taking a picture of the license plate, Well,
guess that's just lazy writing.
Yep.
Alright, so then now, I don't know if I'm missing anything yet, but yeah. So basically now we cut with Pepper returning to the Malibu mansion, where she basically sees the gift Tony made for her, which is a giant bunny. And of course there's a little thing where Tony's controlling the Mark 42, and they're just having a little thing. I don't know what they were discussing. They were talking about, I guess, they were talking about, the Christmas gift, and, yeah, and then she went down to the basement, and then that's where, I guess Tony accidentally, or actually tells Pepper that she's been hanging out with Aldrich Killian. And then, oh, God, Jesus, I really should have rewatched these damn movies. I guess I remember following more Phase 3, honestly. Okay. And then, of course, Pete, not Pete, what? Ah, God, my head. Tony tells Pepper that, basically meant things have now changed since after the battle in New York, and he says, he really wants to, to protect the people that is closest to him, which is basically Pepper. And then, yeah, the little sweet moments with him and her, and then it cuts to, I get with Tony having a bad dream where he's back in New York with the wormhole and just seeing the entire Chitauri army. Then Pepper was worried to try to wake him up. Until then, the Mark 42 armor just grabs her arm, and Tony, luckily enough, just wakes up and deactivate the armor. So yeah, so basically you could really see how that traumatic how
that experience really affected him.
Yeah, that was I wouldn't like imagine how that affect with everyone else. Like if you had to go like see that whole like battle in New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like really crazy. But yeah. So then, then I'm trying to figure out. I think the next scene. I don't know, but I think the next scene it cuts with the. Does the next scene after that, after Tony deactivates the armor, Pepper just goes to sleep in the couch. The next scene cuts to at the Chinese theater, I think.
What Chinese theater?
It's basically the Chinese theater where Happy goes to and basically finds that bodyguard, Savin, that was his name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it cuts to that. So
That.
yeah, all right, so. Basically, Sam meets up with kind of like a guy who I guess had experimented with the extremists, and then of course the Happy got into the fight with him until then I guess that maybe the veteran, I think he was a veteran where then the extremist was I guess powering up and then making I guess blow up along with everyone that was been a part of it, so.
I'm surprised Happy survived that, honestly.
Yep, I was surprised by that too. But yeah. And, okay. Then I guess so yeah, after with the explosion and everything, I think again cuts up with the Mandarin, giving another, commercial where he basically tells, everyone, he was the reason with the Chinese theater, blowing up. Then of course we get to see Tony at the hospital visiting Happy, And then after that, after he got out of the hospital, there's a bunch of reporters saying what's he gonna do about it with these Mandarin attacks until he finally actually tells to go. He basically I guess threatens the Mandarin to come see him at his house, to confront him, and yeah.
And then he was attacked.
Yeah, but we'll get to that later because in the meantime, before he got attacked, he's basically
Holy shit, boys.
What?
I just beat the temple run.
Oh, nice.
I'm dead.
Actually, I want to try that while we talk. So.
I literally just did it all in one go without dying.
Nice. I think I could be able to do this as well. So, okay, so Tony was basically examining, the incident at the Chinese theater where, basically he's trying to figure out, how these Mandarin attacks were caused, what was the issue? So, and then after he figures out, with the extremists, I guess with the heat of it, he was, he tracked down to, what was it? What was the location? Missouri or something? Or
I think so.
So it was either Missouri or
I think that kid in the garage, I think, right? It was a garage, right?
Yeah, it was a garage, but yeah. Then of course, Tony reunites with I guess his ex-girlfriend from the beginning, and Pepper and Tony were having an argument until then, of course, the attack happened with the two helicopters. Tony was able to use his armor to get Pepper and his ex out, and so he can also deal with the helicopters. But yeah, his mansion was destroyed, and dummy man, the two robots. It was sad, but
I wouldn't exactly call it a mansion. It was more like not a penthouse. Never mind.
Oh.
I don't know.
But yeah, basically the whole the Malibu, they call it the Malibu mansion, but yeah, the house basically was destroyed, and Tony he was stuck to the bottom of the ocean until then he was able to get out. And then yeah, the next I guess Iron Man was sleeping through the way to to the location that he was going, and yeah, it was really fun, just him screaming, and till then, of course, finally, they finally hit the landing. Shit, really tough to remember these, but yeah, he got out of the suit. His suit was basically malfunctioned, damaged, and he has I guess like no way to get out, or to like he does like he needed to walk on foot, basically. So. Man. And then of course he makes like he first like makes like a voicemail to Pepper, letting her know that he is still alive. Then of course he went to a garage, and that's where of course we encounters with the kid named Harley.
Honestly, that whole part with him leaving the message for Pepper reminded me of what happened in Endgame.
Oh, did it! Pass through Temple Run, just one go.
Nice.
Is it that easy?
Yeah, it's that easy.
Surprisingly is.
Yeah, you can just tell what the
I don't know
pattern
how
is.
we died so many times last time.
I don't know. I did it pretty well. Like I guess it's just you just know where the holes are gonna be, and yeah. I guess just take your time and yeah. But anyway, then of course after Harley, he basically tells him that of course Iron Man and all that, and pretty much I guess he was like going like a little bit rough on the kid, Yeah, and it's a very funny thing, with Harley, saying like, if I was building Iron Man and War Machine, it's on your picture now. That's way cooler. No, it's not. It's just very funny.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, she said like he will make like a cloaking device, and Tony asks him about his family, where like Harley's mom was at the diner, while his father he said he lets you go to get some lottery tickets, which he won and never come back. And Tony said a messed up thing, kind of a little bit funny as well, where he said, it's fine, Daz leaves, no need to be a pussy about it. Which, wow. And of course, he tells Harley about what the things that he needed and all that. So a little bit of connection to that, and then of course, hold on, I need water.
Alright.
Might need to go refill soon, so. But yeah, then of course it cuts to Pepper's still at the house, and she got into one of Iron Man's helmets, and actually finds the message Tony left for her, and then he goes talks with I guess to talk with Tony's ex. No, and I guess I'll just cut through through the chase, and all that. So, basically, of course, Pepper was captured by Aldrich Killian. Realizing, I guess Tony's ex was also working with Killian. Then over by wherever when, and actually there was some deleted scenes where we actually get to see Harley's bully named EJ, where I guess it shows how he was being mean to Harley, but then later on, with the the whole water tower thing, and then where Iron Man gets stuck. It basically also shows with him and Mrs. Davis, she's saving EJ, while of course I guess Tony was also hurt. But yeah, I say this scene was fine, but I wish it would have been cut out. But yeah. So anyway, just wanted to point out that those deleted scenes, and Harley shows where the explosive happened, and he explains people said the shadows represents the people's souls going to heaven, except the bomb guy going to hell. And of course Harley talking about with the battle in New York, while Tony was telling him to stop talking, because of his PTSD was acting up, his anxiety. And let me just eat a little cracker here. These saltine crackers are so good.
Oh, you bitch, you have saltine crackers? Fucking hate you.
Yes. Dude, I love saltine crackers.
I don't know why people always make fun of me for liking saltine crackers. I'm like, they're fucking good, fuck off.
Wait, really? I don't understand why. These are pretty good.
They're like old bitch.
Is it because nah, everyone's a critic. I don't understand.
Yeah, they held an old ass for liking saltine crackers.
Yeah. I love saltine crackers, so don't judge. But anyway, then And of course, like a little funny thing where Tony actually has like a Dora the Explorer watch. It was funny too. And of course he went to the bar to confront with Mrs. Davis, because he was actually he found the bomb that was set off there would belong to was caused by by a guy named Chad Davis. So he went to have a chat with her, and then of course got a file, and of course there was then a woman named Miss Brandt, I think. I forgot her first name, but I know the last name was Brandt, so I'm just gonna call her Miss Brandt. And it was basically the woman he confronted while, I guess before going into the bar, I guess complimented her scar, and she complimented his watch, limited edition. And of course, I guess it was revealed she's of course another one of the extremist people. And there was a little fight with her and Tony until finally, I guess Tony kills her with a microwave exploding, and I guess also with some propane tanks. And she the way she dies, she was gets stuck on those electric poles or something. Hang on, I'll be right back. But see if you guys can continue on with it.
So.
Oh, I get it.
Huh. Have you been trying to do it this whole time?
What, tic-tac-toe?
No, the other thing.
No, I've been playing tic-tac-toe. Alright, going back. Wait, Agent dipped or what?
Nah, he's going to the bathroom or something, I don't know.
Oh, you're here!
Who?
What the hell? Oh, that's so hard. Wait, how do I go back?
Go back where?
Oh no.
Ooh, I'm back. So what I miss?
Not much. We're just hanging out in the pinball game.
Okay, so I just continue on where I last left off.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess after that, okay, so Brandon died. Okay, then of course Savin captures Harley, and then Harley uses one of the things that Tony gave him against bullies, like a flash thing, and of course Tony kills him, well, supposedly. And then the aftermath, it shows, I guess where Tony and Harley were talking, and how I guess he's telling him to keep an eye on the Mark 42, until everything is prepared. While he goes goes off and try to figure out with the files. And yeah, I'll try to speed things up. So okay, so he goes to one of the news guys where she was the guy named Gary, which he was a fan of Tony Stark, and tells him to power up yeah. He tells her to give him some juice, just trying to find to look up some videos from AIM, and of course the funny thing is he also called the roadie to let him know that he's alive, and of course to ask for his his username and password, which is very funny. War Machine Rocks with an X, all caps. Yeah, very funny. Yeah, puts everything in, then he of course discovers about extremists and everything, and he goes up to Florida, then where he decides, since he wasn't able to use his Iron Man armor, he just uses his smarts to create some tech of his own to infiltrate there's this I guess a mansion where with the Mandarin and all that, where he basically discovers the Mandarin was fake, and it's this guy named Trevor. So yeah, not that Trevor, but yeah. And then Tony was then captured, where he confronts with Killian once again, and yeah, he then of course they have like I guess a little chat about extremis. So then of course in the projects, all Killian kills Tony's ex, and then it even shows like Pepper now like getting part of extremis there. So yeah, and also during that he like AIM also captures like the Iron Patriot would to get the use of his armor to go get like snatch the presidents and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess also like the vice president was like also in on AIM, so yeah, he didn't help out much. So basically, the extremist guys like got the president out of the plane while Iron Man went to go up and save them after he got freed. And yeah, then of course Ruddy again discovers how the Mandarin was all fake. And yeah, of course like then the whole final battle like takes place like I don't know, like up in like at the dock somewhere, Then of course we get to see like this huge battle with all the extremist soldiers and all of Iron Man's like full armor suits, which they're like all pretty cool. And so during that final battle, making this sum up pretty quick, Rhodey saves the president. Tony fights with Killian. Then of course the big reveal says like he is the Mandarin. Then of course Pepper, kills off Killian with the extremist that she has, and yeah. Tony destroys all the suits. He got like the chest piece off, and yeah, everything went to normal. Yeah, so pretty much that's the sum of Iron Man 3. So
yeah.
So I mean, Iron Man 3 was okay, but I still think the first Iron Man was way better.
I thought it was weird what they did with Pepper.
Yeah. So yeah. Alright, so now so that was Iron Man 3. So now we move on to the next movie, which is of course the one that I had to rewatch so I can remember, and that is Thor: The Dark World, which is the most boring one. So
why is that?
Yeah. So I guess like since I'm the one that rewatched it, I think it's better again for me to talk about it. So the movie opens up with like a dialogue, from Odin like narrating how like the battle with between like with the Dark Elves and with the Asgardians, and of course also the movie centers around the Ether, which is basically the Reality Stone. And yeah, how the battle went, and they thought the Dark Elves were dead, and of course, after that, the next scene confronts with Odin again after with the Battle of New York that he caused. So yeah, there's a little banter going on with Loki and Odin, and then Loki was sent to the dungeon, and while that Thor and also the Lady Sif and the Warriors 3, which are Volstagg, Hogan, and Fandral, they went to to go rescue some villagers over at Vanheim, I think that what the planet was called, or from some raiders, and of course Thor.
Trust me, I had to memorize all the names because I played God of War.
And so then of course huge battle going on, and of course like a huge like Cronin confronts Thor. Thor just says, "I accept your surrender." Until then, bam, just turns them into little pebbles, and it was very funny. And they all surrendered. So, yeah. Then
we met him again in Ragnarok.
Well, different because that's and very friendly. But yeah, then of course he returns to Asgard. We get to see some Asgardians training, and then he like goes to talk with Odin, and. He like I guess like Odin says like try not to get your mind focused too much on like of Earth, especially with Jane Foster. So try to focus like on things for Asgard. Keeping the Nine Realms safe. Celebrating with friends. And yeah, pretty much like while everyone was celebrating, Thor was not until then. He goes out to meet up with Heimdall. Talk about because there's like this whole thing that's happening called the Convergence. which is like a way the Dark Elves would use like the Reality Stone to turn like the entire like universe like very dark or something. I don't know. God, these villains are just so bland.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course, while in the meantime on Asgard,
Even God of War's villains were more interesting.
yeah. So while in the meantime on Asgard, you know, Jane was, you know, I guess trying to like go out like on the date with some guy since like, you know, she thought Thor wouldn't come back. And then, of course, Jane's intern Darcy, you know, informs her to about like of an anomaly, which I guess that almost like a way to resembles with, you know, how Thor arrived or something. I don't know, but that's when, of course, like they learn about how things are not where like how like when they went to go confront like there were some kids there at a warehouse. They were able like to lift up a truck, which was like impossible because the cause of that is with the ether. While Jane goes up to investigate the cause of it, then of course she finds the ether, and well, I guess like the way Thor puts it in Endgame, the ether stuck itself inside her. God, but yeah.
What a twist!
Yes. Then of course, you know, while that happening, you know, Heimdall informs Thor that he cannot see Jane, so. Then, you know, during like I guess for the 5 hours like where Darcy mentioned Jane that she was gone around that time, Thor went to go return to Earth and find out the reason what's happening. And when Jane meets up with Thor again, first thing she slaps him. First time making sure that he was real, and the second time was, well, why didn't he return? Of course, he had to. Then he had to explain that how the Nine Realms were like, you know, like how things were going bad, and you know, and of course Thor takes her up to Asgard, where she sees it for the first time, and you know, having examined what's been going on with her after we're like back on Earth, like one of the cops like grabs a hold of her, and then bam, like the Reality Stone just like pushes them back. And then, you know, while examining it, you know, first of all, when Odin did not care until then, of course, he now realizes that it was the ether. And, you know, they tell about the little bit of history with the ether and the Dark Elves, and how, you know, Odin's father, Bor, you know, fought in the battle and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, well, in the meantime, of course, like, Thor was taking Jane on a tour of Asgard. And, of course, until then, like, the Dark Elves, like, of course, reawoken after, you know, the ether was back. And they had some
Didn't she at this point have, like, the, how they explained in Endgame how she had that shit inside of her?
Huh?
Remember how she essentially had one of the Infinity Stones inside of her?
Yeah.
So wasn't that the point where that happened?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, like the leader of the Dark Elves named Malekith sends one of like one of his soldiers, like which named Curse, you know, to go like I guess be captured and taken to Asgard, where he can like fully transform into like to a creature and breaks out, so he can go look for the ether. And of course, like the Dark Elves attack Asgard. You know, their shields are down, and of course, Thor's mother Frigga, you know, I guess tricked them into thinking, you know, Jane was there with her, but then, and of course, Curse kills Frigga, which, yeah, and I gotta tell you, I teared up when that happened, just the funeral and everything.
Didn't she see that coming though? Because doesn't she have the ability to see the future? So technically she knew that was coming, but she knew it was her fate to die.
I don't know. But yeah, it was really sad. I cried, and of course, you know, Loki like also hears about the news, and you know, he was also like, even though he pretended not to care, he still like, you know, cares about his mother at least, you know. So he was pretty much devastated. And then, you know, Thor like figures out with, like a plan to take Jane to the Dark World, so that way he can destroy the ether and Malekith. So he basically also needed a way to to get Jane out of Asgard and taken to the Dark World, which of course he needs to make an alliance with Loki. So he agrees, so that way he can have revenge against Malekith. And very funny, cause after Thor breaks out Loki, he's like, Loki uses his magic to change form and everything. First he transformed himself to an Asgardian guard, so that way it would make so he would be kind of in disguise. And of course the next thing he turns Thor into Sif, very funny. And next one, Loki transforms into Captain America. This is so fun. He's just very funny. He just, this is much better. Whew, I can feel the righteousness. Hey, you want to learn about
that really is America's ass.
Well, we're not there yet, but it's in Endgame. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, very funny. And of course, there was a little thing, each skits going around. Each of the Warriors started talking about how each scenario will go. Sif went to go get Jane, and when Jane sees Loki, she slaps him, just saying that's for New York. And he says, "I like her."
It's like every Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z, they love a strong woman.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they basically, each of the Warriors 3, helped Thor escape and with Loki and Jane to head over to the Dark World. And looks like basically, of course, Thor and Loki had a plan where Loki, pretends to betray Thor, cuts off his hand, and turn Jane over to Malekith, where she was able to extract the ether. And basically gets the plan in motion to have Thor, grab Mjolnir and just try to destroy the ether. But unfortunately, the ether could not be destroyed. So Malekith was able to to consume all the power. And has his plan in motion. And of course, there was a huge battle with with Thor and Loki against the Dark Elves. And of course, Loki, quote unquote, died. And blows up the big monster curse. And yeah, so basically Loki again, quote unquote, dies. They basically left him and tried to figure out a way out of here, and which basically they did. And of course, back on the Dark World, which basically shows Loki transforming to an Asgardian guard. Of course, once he confronts with the Odin, telling about they found the body of Loki, and then until then, Odin and Loki switch places,
Indeed.
Okay, and to wrap this up, the huge battle takes place on Earth, and of course Eric Selvig, which was taking gone crazy, where apparently he was on Stonehenge naked with some scientific equipment. God, that was weird. But yeah, they had a plan to use one of the devices that.
Orange is the New Black.
Huh?
At least it's not like Orange is the New Black, where they actually show genitalia.
God.
Yeah. But about that.
So yeah, now the huge battle takes place over in London, and very fun thing, with the reality show, when Malekith and Thor were fighting, they were transported to everywhere, and they were funny where Thor was at a subway, he had to take the train up to 3 stops, and again this woman pretending to accidentally bump into Thor, but yeah, so yeah, the whole theme battle, Malekith was destroyed, and they attained the ether, and Thor went up to Asgard, talked to Odin, saying he basically is not ready to be king yet, because he still needed to protect the 9 realms. But yeah, and well, of course, then it ends with apparently revealing Loki was still alive and Odin was gone. So yeah. Oh, and I forgot about the post-credit scene. So in Iron Man 3, basically Iron Man just tells his story to Dr. Banner, which is very funny, where Banner slept through the whole thing. And there's 2 post-credit scenes of this. One, it basically shows where Volstagg and Sif went to nowhere, and actually we meet for the first time Tavalir Tivan, aka the Collector, which he will appear later in Guardians of the Galaxy. and it shows they were handing the the reality stone to the collector, so apparently he can keep it safe. And next, the next end credit scene where Thor reunites with Jane, and yeah. So pretty much that was Thor: The Dark World, and yeah, honestly, pretty much boring.
Seems like it.
Yeah, it's very bland. Okay, can someone else talk? My throat hurts. So basically, now the next movie is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
What's the 20 seconds on my screen for?
I don't know. I think it could be for one of the challenges Isaac is in.
Yep.
Oh! So is anyone else going to talk about Captain America: The Winter Soldier?
Yeah, give me a second to die. Or to finish this. Oh! That didn't help much. Okay, endgame. Endgame. Return to Island. Am I gonna return? What the hell happened? Okay, there we go. Wait, where the hell? Oh, hi. What the heck? I don't see your name.
Hmm?
I don't see your name.
It doesn't matter. Alright, so now we can continue on with Captain America: The Winter Soldier, please.
Okay, give me one sec.
He's gonna search up the plot.
Yep. Because I talk better when I read the plot. I don't really, like, it's hard for me to actually say what I think because that's difficult for me.
Okay, but we're gonna pause at some. But yeah, basically, I guess with the rules of that, we're gonna pause at some moments and we talk about some scenes that we thought, like, funny, some mentions here and there. So yeah.
Winter Soldier.
But yeah, basically, Winter Soldier is like one of the best Captain America movies.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really brought that basically kind of what brought me to love it. I actually love Captain America. So because with with the first Avenger and Avengers, I really wasn't like Cap wasn't my favorite because like I found him like way too corny and cheesy. But yeah, after with Winter Soldier and after that, I grown to appreciate Captain America.
What?
Okay. I'm ready.
Alright, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, so 2 years after the Battle of New York, Steve Rogers works in Washington, D.C. for the espionage agency S.H.I.E.L.D. under Director Nick Fury. While adjusting to contemporary society, Rogers and Agent Natasha Romanoff are sent with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s counterterrorism strike team, led by Agent Rumlow. I think that was his name, right?
Well, yeah, Brock Rumlow, yeah. But actually, before we get to the whole ship, but actually, I want to talk about the funny opening. Basically, of course, it shows like starts off with showing a guy working, like jogging around, and of course, Steve comes in running quick on your left. And it happened again the second time, and then the third time, like of course, it reveals Sam saying, "Don't say it on your left. Come on!" And yeah, it was very funny. But then, of course, it shows with Cap and Falcon talking, and of course, it's a little thing where like how Steve, and he talks about how things are changed, and he even has like a list of things he could like to research on, and there was even like a hint that said Star Wars on the list and Star Trek. They're very funny.
Oh God, I can handle Star Wars, but not Star Trek. Honestly, sorry for any Star Trek fans, but honestly, Star Wars is better.
Yeah, I can get into Star Wars, but for Star Trek, I see it's too much for me. I just not
Star Trek is just a little too. How do I put it? It's not the fighting isn't as exciting as Star Wars is.
I feel like it's way too sciencey, maybe? Too sciencey? Yeah.
It's like even freaking this is illogical. Like what?
Yeah. Now, hang on.
Huh? What the hell is going on over here? Wait, what? What? Wait a minute. Where the fuck? I'm so confused. What just happened? Oh, I know where he is. Guess we're waiting for Adrian to come back.
Coming to ice ball. Hey, hold up, let me respawn. Alright.
Well.
Come here. Alright, so do you get this?
Yeah. Oh shit.
You have to get out of the lava.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Yeet. Hey, come back before you die. I'm dead.
I just fucked myself.
Oh no, no. 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 Oh, come back. Come back, I'm so stuck. Yeet.
Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead. Fuck, dude.
Hey. Oh no, 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 come back, come back. I'm at 30 HP. Did you respawn?
Yeah, hold on. What the hell? I can't. I can't go back.
Oh, let me die. Or did you come back? No! You reset the whole thing, I'm at the bottom of you. Should I just die? Yeah, let me just die. What? Do you see me above you?
Yeah.
This is just a spectating. Hold on, I'll go back right now. I am on my way.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Are you here?
Hold on. I'm respawning. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Hold up, stay there. I'm already. Oh. Yeah,
What the fuck?
damn you. Yeet. 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 Oh no, ow. Wait, did we go down 2 floors? No!
Yeah.
Oh no! I hate you so much. Yeet. Die, stupid. Die, stupid. I didn't die. Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead. Tahi. No.
I'm back. What I miss?
Wow.
Wait, what do you mean?
We are having a fucking battle over here.
Okay, so where do we last left off?
No. Yes.
No.
Die. Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
Eating a delicious saltine cracker.
I think it says sardine. I'm like, what the hell?
What?
Oh god.
No.
That's got worse, dude. I'm like at 8 health. I wanna see where this goes if I freaking fall.
Wait, where are you guys at?
We're in the ice brawl.
Alright, hang on, I'm coming. I'm gonna see what these guys are doing and then we'll get back to the discussion. Bum bum ba-dum.
Well, you're holding my phone upside down. What the hell?
Whoa.
Dude, my feet look so cool with this.
Get out of here, Ethan. Out of here, basura. Out of here, stay.
Ay, pinche pendejo. A ver. Stupid.
Stop! It actually hurt.
Good. Oh god, no. Now you're gonna die.
Dude, this shit looks so cool on my feet.
Stop.
I'm gonna die!
I hate you if I die.
I win. Hey. Okay, so how do we get out of this? So did I just die then?
I think I might be under you.
Alright, what's up? Wait, huh? Oh, there's something up there. Wait, how do I get up there? There's like a rift up there. How do I even get there? Oh, by the way, it's 4:53, guys. So we might exit out so we can check out the item shop.
Oh, yeah.
So, can we continue on with Winter Soldier?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm home. Hey! Oh! Fuck y'all! Oh, there you go. Okay! Shit! Fuck! I just flipped the switch. No. Okay. Rogers and Agent Natasha Romanoff are sent with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s counter-terrorism strike team, led by Agent Rumlow, to free hostages aboard a S.H.I.E.L.D. vessel from George Batroc? Or
Yeah.
George's Batroc.
No, George Batroc.
For some reason it says George's.
Yeah, that's actually how it is. That's actually how it is. Or George Batroc. Or it's French, I think.
George Batroc. And his mercenaries mid-mission. Rogers discovers Romanoff has another agenda to extract data from the ship's computers for Fury.
Actually, let's stop right there. So, it's very funny, like, they were just on the plane, and it's very funny how, like, you know, like, Natasha is talking about, like, Steve's love life, you know?
It's like, this is embarrassing.
And,
as soon as we walk in, this is embarrassing.
And also,
He wants to be doing a secret operative.
And of course, very funny, like, with, like, before when they jumped out of the plane, we're just like, while Natasha's just like, too shy or too scared? Too busy!
Okay.
Was he wearing a parachute? Nope. No, he was not. And dude, it was so awesome seeing Cap kick ass. Like, dude, like, he literally, like, super kicked a guy out of the boat.
This reminded me of Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot wait until we get to Ragnarok, because I just remember the scene. That reminded me of something from Incredible Hulk, which was amazing.
Dude, I can't wait till we get to phase 3.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I think so.
Remember Hulk jumping out of the plane and smacking into the floor?
Alright, so continue.
Anyways, let's see. Rogers returns to the Triskelion S.H.I.E.L.D.'s headquarters to confront Fury and is briefed about Project Insight. 3 helicarriers linked to spy project. Wait, no. Sorry. I ended up reading the same sentence. Linked to spy satellites designed to preemptively eliminate threats. Unable to decrypt the data recovered by Romanoff, Fury becomes suspicious about Insight and asks senior S.H.I.E.L.D. official and secretary of... Hold on. What are you looking at me for like that, man?
Actually, before that, I just want to say, like, the thing that Fury says, you know, with, you know, Steve, like, last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. I'll just say it, in Captain Marvel, it's stupid. I hate it. But continue.
I love it. I love it. Because technically, it's not what it is. It's a completely different species. So technically, it is a threat. Even the threat level thing says, oh, this thing is a threat.
I'll admit, the cage thing, the thing they put on the cat, it's a cat, not Hannibal Lecter. We'll get to that, but
and it made sense later.
But still, it's stupid. I hate it. But continue.
I love it. I fucking love that. That just made it so great for me.
I just face
All
palmed.
this time you wonder how it happened, and that is how it happened.
No, I really wish,
when I got a scar on my arm.
I really wish the way that Fury lied to Coulson about, you know, the creep burning out his eye, I really wish that actually was true. But continue, please.
Okay.
I'll rant about that shit later in Captain Marvel when we get to it.
Fury becomes suspicious about Insight and asks senior S.H.I.E.L.D. official and Secretary of Internal Security Alexander Pierce to delay the project. On his way to rendezvous with Maria Hill, Fury is ambushed by assailants led by a mysterious assassin called the Winter Soldier. Fury escapes to Rogers' apartment and warns Rogers that S.H.I.E.L.D. is compromised. Fury is gunned down by the Winter Soldier before handing Rogers a flash drive containing data from the ship. Fury is pronounced dead during surgery, and Hill recovers covers the body. The next day, Pierce summons Rogers to the Triskelion. When Rogers withholds Fury's information, Pierce brands him a fugitive. Hunted. Hold on.
Oh, actually, can we talk about the elevator scene, the elevator fight scene? Dude, that shit was awesome. Like, it's just like started like Roger seeing like everyone, like people like sweating, and he just said, "Before we get started, Does anyone want to get out? And BAM!
With the whole sweat thing, it just reminded me of Key and Peele, that one episode where the whole thing's reprimanding and like, what happened to the history on the computer? It's just gone. And he's like, oh, no, well, nothing, dear. It just probably just does that sometimes. It's like, no.
I remember what episode you talking about now.
Starts sweating. Like, it's a porn. He just starts sweating profusely. Well, it's okay. As long as it's not that weird shit. Start sweating more. Well, that's okay, I guess.
Oh, guys, it's 5. Item shop.
Okay, cool.
Well, they created, but yeah, Isaac, you can keep on talking.
Let's check it out.
Bro, they have the photo back in the shop.
The what?
Photo, I know it's around.
Oh.
So, how's everyone doing the last year so
we
far?
already have that, though.
They have, oh, Shiver, she looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Hang on, let me Alright, let's see what's new in the item shop. Oh, well, daily challenges. Ooh, search chest armor boxes of the reg. Sure. Yes, sir.
Sky Stalker.
I want the Sky Stalker, bro.
Sky
Sky
Stalker?
Stalker looks like he's ready to go in the fucking 18th century.
Almost been some. Yeah. Thinking of that, yeah, I was thinking of the same thing. Bubble Bomber.
Oh god.
I actually like
Shiver.
that. Like the bubble.
Yeah, I like Shiver.
I like Shiver too. She's pretty dope.
And Blockade Runner. She a little bit. She reminds me a little bit of Storm from the X-Men.
Shiver is hot.
Oh my god, guys, you should get Guys, you guys should get the Saxy Groove lobby music. I'm telling you, it's perfect.
If I had 200 V-Bucks, I probably would. But damn, Shiver be looking like, well, she doesn't look like her, but the fact that she looks like a fucking demon, has blue skin, fucking damn, she reminds me of Toa from Dragon Ball Z. If you don't know who, oh my god.
Worth it.
Anyways, let me try to look this guy up, or man, this woman up. What do I call Toa? A guy.
Alright, but so yeah, we'll wait till like you can continue on with your story. So.
Oh, wow. Why was that one of the first pictures that came up when I looked her up?
What?
This.
Try to make sure not send it to the group chat or anything.
I
Wow.
just did.
Wow.
Shiver? You looked up Shiver?
No.
God. Honestly, I don't know
The
what
character
Jair's
from Dragon Ball.
I don't know what Jair's gonna
Dragon
say
Ball
to this, you know? His god.
Okay, now let's find some actual decent pictures of Toa.
Alright, so I'm not even gonna describe what picture he sent to this chat. I'm not even gonna bother to explain.
Oh, I think this one's from the actual game. Because this character, I don't know if she's in the actual anime or not. Pretty sure she's not yet. But considering that they put her in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I think they might be getting to the point where they're probably going to make her canon.
You know, let's not sound the right horn.
I can't find a decent picture of her. I mean, she does wear skin-tight shit all the time, so that might be a reason. Can't find a decent picture. I wouldn't say it looks exactly like
Freaking Esteban just saw the chat like, what the heck?
Yeah, I just see him. So I wonder if he's done with this.
There. That's something. That's close enough. That's as close as I can get without crossing some limits.
Alright, it's fine.
36.
Alright, so we continue on with Winter Soldier?
Yeah, the music I like to use in the lobby is a Storm Shredder.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, dude, the saxy groove just perfect.
Let's go some squads. Nah.
I mean, if you...
You done?
I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, I guess anything, because I am just kind of bored just having to sit around, you know?
Then let's do it.
Put a no
I'll
fill.
try to read my best while playing.
Wait, hold on, let me try to get
This
some...
would be interesting.
Nice,
Okay, so where the hell was
This is
I?
my first catch of the day.
You left off where, like, you know, where Pierce made Captain America
Brand
fugitive.
Fugitive, I think.
Yeah.
Hunted by Strike, Rogers meets with Romanoff using data from the flash drive. They discover a secret shield bunker. They discover a secret shield bunker in New Jersey where they activate a supercomputer containing the preserved consciousness of Arnim Zola. I have to tell you, I remember seeing. I think this is the first time I was introduced to Arnim Zola. Wasn't in the movies. I think it was in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Really?
And honestly, he's more intimidating than that, honestly.
Alright, hang on, I'll be right back, but you guys can continue.
Alright. It doesn't continue.
Oh, this can go up to 4,000 if it wanted to.
What?
I'm just checking how far my Pokemon can go up in CP.
Oh, damn.
How many rare kinds do I have? No, I wanna...
He thinks Jair's gonna question that. I'm about to make him question something.
I'm dead. I'm dead, stop.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna question something. You're gonna see this too.
What the hell? Oh my god! To my reaction. To make y'all
Mac.
life. Adrian, don't look at the group chat. I promise you, I will save your life. I'm serious right now. Don't look at it. I
Why?
promise. Just
Why?
don't. Promise you won't look at it. I promise.
Why?
It's gonna save your life. Just don't look at it. I
Oh,
promise. It's
I'm
gonna
doing
save
it,
your life.
this is tempting. Jesus
I had to do
Christ!
it. I had to do it.
Why?
I had to do it to make y'all question right.
I told you not to do it, but no, you go ahead and ignore my warning. Like,
I'm not even gonna tell you what I just saw, chat. Just don't even bother. But alright.
man, that thing was veiny,
Before everyone else
bro.
sees it.
That thing was veiny, bro. What?
God damn it. I'm just telling us we're just teens, you know. This is basically kind of what we do.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I'm 18 too. What do you mean shit?
Or young adults, basically, but
Adrian and everyone else in our group chat is still underage.
Jesus Christ. Can we just like, okay, can we, where do we leave off, Isaac?
Hey, at least it wasn't cosplay where it was real people.
Oh, that would have been even better.
Fuck's sake, just continue on with the story, please. Where do we leave
Are we
off?
going to do a match or what?
Yeah, I'm ready up, okay.
You fucking shit, I'm gonna save that picture, fuck. Save that for later, shit. Okay. Where the hell am I? Okay. Zola reveals that ever since S.H.I.E.L.D. was founded after World War II, Hydra has secretly operated within its ranks. So, I think that's how you say that?
What?
Uh, it's spelled like S-O-W-I-N-G. I don't know if that's sewing or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Sowing global chaos with the objective of making humanity surrender its freedom in exchange for security.
Oh yeah,
The
can we
pair
talk about the
narrowly
funny?
escaped death.
Can we talk about the funny thing at where Nat and Steve were at the mall? Yeah.
Yeah. I need to cut my toenails. My toenails is fucking long as hell.
Your toenails?
Yeah.
I just cut mine the other day, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, I still have an ugly toe.
Cut and clean.
Dude, my left toe be ugly as hell, bro. Not gonna lie.
You should see Kate's toes. Fuck, dude.
I've seen her toes, bro. What do you mean? I wouldn't want to buy those if she sold
Wait,
them.
where to?
Huh?
Where to?
I already set one for Misty. What do you mean?
Huh?
I already set one for Misty. What do you mean?
Oh, bro, I didn't even see you. Oh my god, bro.
Alright. In the next match, can we go to the break?
While we're flying, I'm gonna keep reading.
Alright.
Wait, what are you gonna say?
So basically, like I said, like you know, like I want to mention like the funny thing with this, with Steve and Nat at the mall, you know?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
She's like, kiss me, right? That's that part, right?
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, that was funny.
Steve was fucking surprised. He's like, well, that just happened. And then he got cockblocked the rest of the MCU series.
It really did. Okay, I'll meet you all over there. Land a little bit short.
Alright.
Oh? Where did you land? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll meet you there. I'm going to land on the clock tower.
Alright. Well, there's 3 people right above, so.
Okay, cool. I'll take them all out. They be bitches, probably.
Wait, there's still the Wait, I can still see like the giant glow from the Travis Scott concert.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. A fucking blue pistol. I mean, that's better than nothing but shit, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, why I've been given a burst. It's the worst weapon. Okay, so we're gonna continue raiding after we clear these guys out here in Misty Meadows. So.
Woo.
This guy's really trying killing us with grenades. Like, pathetic.
Wow, a pistol. Great. Oh. Yep.
Ooh, I think I see someone.
Oh, hang on.
I don't know where he
Hang on, dude, I'm coming. Wait for me.
I'm alright.
Wait, like, you guys, for the next match, can we go to the raid? Because I want to finish up a daily challenge here. Whoa. I think someone else is here with me.
I forgot I don't have a shotty.
You already take that other bitch down?
Yep. Wait. It's a different one.
I'm on my way.
I got him.
Got him.
Adrian!
He did.
I was
Wait,
saying
hold on.
I got it.
So, hold on, we got a different Scott. Wait, I should have taken him down.
Behind me.
Huh? Where?
Behind me, no. I don't know, but I know he shot at me.
Oh.
Oh.
What? Yep, I see him. It's a default. He's dead.
Alright, who needs minis?
Alright, I have one.
I think. Oh wait, yeah, I do.
Whoa.
That was Isaac.
That was Isaac?
Yeah.
Alright, just making sure.
What the hell?
I like literally came in here and I was like, bruh. I was like, easy clap, bro.
Okay. After this round, I will continue to read while we're waiting to get to the next match.
Yeah. So we're trying to make sure we keep ourselves like entertained while of course.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. A better green AR.
What is this chest?
Oh. Yeah. Not if anyone wants it.
Oh, by the way, have y'all ever heard that Obi-Wan, the actor that played Obi-Wan,
Ewan McGregor?
Star Wars?
Huh?
He hates Star Wars.
Why
Why?
did he even play in the freaking?
Wait,
don't know.
but
Like,
he even said that he
people
wait, hold on, but
recognize
he even
him.
said he wanted to do like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus.
Did he? Well,
Yeah.
I remember there was a story somewhere that he told a kid, a fan, a child, to stop watching Star Wars.
Wow.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Ready.
He called it rubbish.
Rubbish.
He called it childish rubbish or something like that.
Damn, bro. But when
I know.
Wow.
Fucking harsh.
I know, that's just like way too harsh.
Alright.
Let's check this place out.
So yeah, hey
Nothing.
guys, when we get to phase 3, I think we might actually have to do like 2 parts of phase 3.
Probably.
Yeah, because I'm thinking maybe we could do
We have
like for
we
the
have,
first
like, a
part.
bunch to do.
Yeah, because I think for part 1 for phase 3 we could do like from Captain America Civil War through maybe up to like to Spider-Man Homecoming or up to Thor Ragnarok, and then for part 2 we could either Thor Ragnarok to Far From Home, or Black Panther to Far From Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Panther or Spider-Man?
Huh?
Black Panther or Spider-Man?
Like what do you mean?
You said Black Panther 2.
Like I said, like
Home, but
like
you-
Black Panther up to Spider-Man, up to Far
Excuse
From
me,
Home.
sir.
I'm helping you, sir. Yeet. Wow, these guys are completely stupid. Yeah, these guys have terrible weapons.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, hell yeah! Heavy sniper, let's go. That guy had a heavy sniper, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think when we get up to phase 3, it's gonna get really, really fun. Because I think we should
Yeah.
remember like mostly everything, you know?
Yeah. Especially me when it comes to Spider-Man Far From Home, I actually own that movie.
And Homecoming?
Far From
Uh-huh.
Home.
Yeah. Like I said, and the Homecoming, you know? Yeah, I think I should remember most of the parts there, yeah. Okay, so again, once we're in the clear, then we should continue to tell the story, but yeah. I mean, so far, yeah, the Winter Soldier is really good, so. Dude, and there was also like, I guess for me, like a very like scary scene with Pierce and you know, and the Winter Soldier at his house, and then basically he like killed like, I guess, like the woman that I guess was taking care of Pierce.
Nice. I'm fishing.
I'm gonna check this little house here.
Alright, cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm still fishing. Oh, Isaac, I need your help with the challenge.
Ah,
Are you near the helicopter?
yes, technically.
Come here, I need you
Wait.
to drive it. Let's stay over the water.
Just one
wait, is it
second.
to fish or what?
Yeah.
Oh, we
You got
can.
a fish out in the heli?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
That's interesting. Give
Yeah.
me a second.
Actually, I think you could just
There's
like
no weapon.
you should be just at least on the chopper. You know, you don't have to ride it.
Alright, I got it. Hey, what are you doing? I got it.
I got it. You should wait. Hold on. You should get. You need to get like. Wait, hold on. We should go up top, up to Lazy Lakes, because I think there could be still some fishing spots up there. So yeah, you guys get yourself a fishing rod. So, hold up. Let's go up. Wait, hold on. Don't fish yet, boys. Or
Let's go.
Hold on, wait. I see one.
wait, we need a fishing spot. Wait,
There's
right here,
one
right
over
here.
there.
Wait, there's one here. There's one here. There's one up here,
Oh,
boys.
okay.
There's one up here. So get yeah.
Hey, back up to the right.
Hold up. They should go to. Wait, Isaac, go to one side.
That didn't work.
Whoa. You guys done with your challenges, or you want me to find more?
Not letting me do this challenge.
Oh,
Wait, Isaac, there's one here.
There's,
Don't worry, there's one here. There's one here.
Okay, I can't reach it though.
There we go. I need one more.
Hold up. There's like a lake over here. We can go up to get it. We can go along like this river here, so there could be some spots here.
Yeah. Go down a little bit, go down a little bit.
Wait, hold up. I don't see anyone here.
Hey, drop.
We'll get them later. We'll get them later. Wait. Oh, right here. Right here. There's another one here on your left. Guess one of you guys switch sides. So.
There we go.
You get it? I need another two.
Yes.
Right there,
Here.
right there.
You got it?
No, hold on.
Don't rush it, dude. Don't rush.
Well, great. Now somebody else is going for that frickin' drop.
I didn't get a fish. Go back to it. I'm gonna go back ahead.
Where do we go?
I need another one.
I'll need to take a slurp fish.
Hello? Drop real quick.
Let's go.
You done?
Yeah.
Alright, hang on. Can I take the slurp fish? I need to take the slurp fish. Thank you.
I suggest you guys hurry. There's another helicopter nearby.
Here we go. Let's go. Alrighty. So both of you finished with the challenge. Sweet. Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah. There's another step back on the other side of the legal. Whoa. Oh, oh.
What? I should've knocked him with that.
Oh god.
Knocked him.
How the hell did that not kill me?
I don't know, but you're
Hey, one more.
No!
He just shot in my head.
I'm not. Oh, Isaac, on your right. Oh my.
What the hell?
Yeah. Leo.
Leo, where the hell are you?
I was trying to tell you guys that I was down here.
Oh my god, dude, you should just. He's right there, Resi. Hurry. Shoot him. Right there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's weak.
Why the hell are you all the way down there?
Oh my god. Okay, well.
Hey, don't yell at me. Guys just told me.
As we continue on with the Winter Soldier thing.
The pair narrowly escaped death when a shield missile destroys the bunker and realize that Pierce is Hydra's leader within shield. Rogers and Romanoff enlist the help of former USAF rescue man Sam Wilson, whom Rogers befriended, and acquires his powered Falcon wing pack. Deducing that SHIELD agent Jasper Stitwell is a Hydra mole, they force him to divulge that Zola developed a data mining algorithm that can identify individuals becoming threats to Hydra.
Oh, but it was very funny that how like Nat kicked him out of the building, and then she just did a casual conversation with Steve about his love life. It was very funny.
She tended to do that a lot. Excuse me.
That's you.
Who am I?
Oh, you think we can go to the rig? I want to finish up a daily challenge.
Yeah.
Huh?
I want to finish up a daily challenge so I can level up.
Okay.
I just need to find like some, five chest or ammo boxes.
The Insight helicarriers will sweep the globe using satellite-guided guns to eliminate these individuals. Rogers, Romanoff, and Wilson are ambushed by the Winter Soldier, who kills Sitwell. During the fight, Rogers recognizes the Winter Soldier as Bucky Barnes, his childhood best friend, who supposedly fell to his death on a mission, but was actually captured and experimented upon after World War II. Hill manages to extract the trio to a safe house where Fury, who had faked his death, is waiting with plans to sabotage the helicarriers by replacing their controller chips. Okay, and we'll save the next part for the end of this match.
Yeah. And also, like, one of the directors actually made a cameo as, like, a doctor, you know?
Oh?
But yeah, he was basically the doctor that was with Fury and Hill when Hill brings them back to a safe house.
You know, I'm surprised the oil in the water doesn't do anything to the players.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This was straight posted here.
Attacked by someone?
Yeah, freaking henchman.
Oh. I meant like another person. Okay.
No.
I hear another chest nearby.
Found TNT now.
Stay away from me. I just want to feel. Isn't up there.
Man, that damn blue pistol.
Ooh, I almost made it. Kill Tantina then. But whenever I try looking for it, bro, you know it'll be found.
Yeah.
What the?
What?
I just made her knock herself and me.
I'll come revive you. Hang
Oh
on.
no, oh no, somebody's coming to res her.
Oh, hang on. I'm coming. Hang on.
Oh my god, yo. Hurry.
Hang on, I'm coming. Don't die on me. Don't die on me.
He resed her. God damn it.
Oh,
She's
God.
low. She should be low. She should be low since she doesn't.
No! God damn it, I fell off. But hang on. Oh my god, dude. Get me up the fucking thing. Thank God. Okay, hang on.
Oh, that's her.
I suggest you put one of those on.
What the hell?
I'm about to die.
Hang on. Shit. No! Damn it, I was so close. Man, you fucking little bitch. Get out of here.
Well,
I'll take the bow and I'll go revive you. And also while this guy can go put himself. Okay. I'm gonna oh, don't worry, I'll go reboot Isaac, hang on.
Okay, then meet me at the wall.
Yeah, alright.
that was fucking bullshit. I had her. I literally knocked her. And she fucking shot me.
Wow, that did not do a fucking thing. Wow.
Oh my god, bro, let me.
Get out of the
Yes.
there's some weapons for you when you get out. There's a supply drop nearby as well, so. Yeah, there's some weapons out there for you, so. We're coming to the vault.
Yeet.
There we go. Ooh. Yeah, someone can have TNT as well.
Why would I ever want that?
I don't know.
Do you have shotgun ammo?
Hang on,
Thank you.
you're welcome, sir.
And I saw
I think there's somebody there.
at the rig.
Wait, there is someone here.
Yeah.
Where exactly?
What the hell is that retard doing? Yeah, someone else is here. Where is he?
Dude, right here. They're about to finish me. I tell you, stupid idiot. Just do that.
What? No! Oh my god. Dude!
What the heck did they shoot me with?
I shot them with the fucking bolt. Dude, this bolt sucks.
I call bull crap. He got me with a blue tack.
Oh my.
They had to be using freaking cheats to get that to kill me that fast.
Yeah, they had to.
Fucking little bitches. Yeah, I hope you're real proud of yourself, fucking cheating bitch. Okay, anyways, after the world, fucking my battery. After the World Security Council members arrive for the helicarrier's launch, Rogers broadcasts Hydra's plot to everyone with the Triskelion. Romanoff, disguised as one of the council members, disarms Pierce. Fury arrives and forces Pierce to unlock S.H.I.E.L.D.'s database so that Romanoff can leak classified information exposing Hydra to the public. Following the struggle, Fury kills Pierce. Meanwhile, Rogers and Wilson storm two helicarriers and replace the controller chips. But the Winter Soldier destroys Wilson's suit and fights Rogers on the third. Rogers fends him off and replaces the final ship, allowing him to take control and have the vessels destroy each other. Rogers refuses to fight the Winter Soldier in an attempt to reach his friend. But as the ship collides with Triskelion, Rogers is thrown out into the Potomac River, I think that's how you say it. The Winter Soldier rescues the unconscious Rogers before disappearing into the woods. And I will wait. Very nice. And it's actually about to end in a few minutes. Oh, that last round was bullshit.
I know.
I'm going to the yacht.
Blue pump, so...
Fuck her.
Is somebody landing?
Oh,
No.
I hear him. I heard footsteps. Yep, they're here. Oh god. I think there's one above you, Leah.
Yep. Got him.
Alright.
Got Deadpool, no fucking problem.
Where's the other guy from?
I think he's on his way here.
Retard.
Yo, Leah, I got you some small shield.
Alright, sir. Hopefully I don't find something.
Yeah, he could be like getting up from his...
Where you at?
Yeah?
No, what's his name? Adrian.
Wow! What's his name? Jeez. Wow. So...
I thought that movie was super games, but leave me alone.
Oh. Great friend.
Right. I'm sorry, okay? I'm doing my best here. Ooh, rockets. Dude, I got rockets for days. Where you at?
Go right here.
On my way.
Fucking nothing. What the fuck?
What's that? Ooh.
Did not mean to do that. The storm's gonna be coming in a second.
Anybody have rocket ammo?
I got, yeah, I got some. I got 8 of them.
What's 13 minus 8? Actually, minus 9. That's 4, so I just did 4.
Oh, well then I have 4 then.
Okay,
Yeah, I got much more than that.
No, I just need 4 for now. I need you to hold on to those 8 for now.
Here you go. Here you go, sir. Whoa!
I'm sorry.
Someone tried to shoot me.
Yeah?
No, wait, I think it could be that 4th player.
What 4th player? What?
I think it's dinner time, guys.
Is it?
I'm not for sure.
Did the wrong. You got the wrong. There we go. And where is he?
Alright,
Let's
I'm
go
on
for
my way.
circle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check this building out here. I hear shooting. I hear shooting close to me.
Okay, so what's my loot? I have a golden RPG. Come here, I'm gonna leave it in the
Yes,
box.
y'all get in. Storm's trying to come in.
Alright.
Welcome. Oh, there's people on me.
Yeah, welcome to you, sir.
Coming.
Oh, wait.
Well, I gotta get to him quick. Oh, what the heck? Nice. Oh! You good?
You good?
Look, I had all the good loot.
Alright.
Oh, I got a heavy sniper, that's right.
Fuck, dude. You're like
Alright,
shooting
be
to
back.
get out.
Be back.
Alright. You need to move. He disconnected from me together.
Alright. Guess maybe like in the lobby we could just talk about the stories then.
Yep. Whoa, so just me, get some of these trees over here, bro.
Oh, there is something here. Oh, wait, I see someone.
Oh?
Got him.
Nice.
So, just being... shake down. If you, yeah, shake down. Shake him down.
If he doesn't die before you get to him, shit.
Hopefully not. I'm almost close to that ass. There we go. Oh yeah, I see him. I see 2 more.
Oh yeah, I see them too. They're over at Frenzy. Here, get them.
Hello, can you give me a lift?
Yeah.
So I think I could be able to snipe them. Yeah, they're somewhere around here in the barn. Yeah, there they are, right here. Knocked one.
Nice.
Alright, and then I'll get ready for the other one. Just. Oh, someone tried to snipe me, I think. Thank you, Lieutenant Evergreen.
Oh, I think I see where they are.
Yeah, one's coming this way. Got him. Woo!
No, there are people over there.
Well, I killed one, so. Where? Oh, that guy got some loot. Is he still up there?
Yeah.
Damn. Bring it on, you. Ow! Knocked one!
Nice.
There. I'll take down one of the structures and then you can snipe one of them, okay?
Alright.
Go.
Oh,
Wait, let's take the helicopter. Let's take the chopper.
Okay. Ah, I'm stuck. What the hell? Keep shooting it. Keep shooting it.
But I need to try to get some shields, at least. Hurry.
I have rockets. Get in.
Go. Go. Up top. Oh, there they are. There. Ha, we kill. Ah, they suck. Woo, nice.
I took him down with the freaking. That's great. I just took him down with the hose.
Nice.
I kind of feel bad for them, but I don't.
No, you shouldn't, man.
That was a great kill, though. Shit, dude.
Yeah, nice. Alright, hold up. Let me see if there's other loot up there. I got a drum gun.
The chopper got damaged, but still worth it.
Is there a better shotgun up there? Or... Oh! Blue tack! Blue tack! I'm taking that, baby.
Oh, hey, they have a helicopter too. That's perfect. This one looks nice and new.
Nice.
Oh, it is. It barely has like few little bit of damage on it.
Oh, should I switch out the sniper with the rocket launcher, or?
I don't know. I have a sniper, so.
Alright, I'll take the rocket launcher, so let's get to it.
So, I'm gonna head towards Private Cliffs because there's a drop zone over there.
Alright. So for those tuning in, we're just basically playing a little match to try to keep ourselves entertained since we are tired of standing around. So, wait, after this match, we'll continue on talking about the story. Oh, there's one right there. Yeah, I see some. Got him! It's a Deadpool. Oh, yep, I see him. Right over there. Are we taking that? Yeah, I got it. Hang on. He's right over there.
Holy crap, dude. We got
Oh, she got a minigun.
4 jump pads now. Where are they?
She's right on top of me. She's right up here. She's over here.
Got them. They're under here.
Where? Oh! Whoa!
Ooh, I will take that.
Oh, I might even switch out for the minigun, maybe. And I'll take the pump then.
Woo!
Thank you, sir. They're all over there.
My controller just died for a second.
I actually think I'm...
You have a rocket?
No, I switched it out for the minigun. Got knocked one. Oh my god, I can't believe I did it. Jesus Christ, dude. I almost died.
Oh.
I need a, okay, I think I might need to get a better shotgun. Reload everything. Okay, mine are locked up. Oh man, we need to get at least up to high ground.
Yeah. Oh, I see them. I see them.
Where? Oh god, I don't know if I'm ready to do that again. Oh, yep. Okay. Ow.
I'm fine.
Wait, I left out a sniper here. Hold on. Yes, I think I could take a heavy sniper so I can use it. Or at least a sniper. Just need anything at this point. Yes! Heavy sniper. Cha-ching!
Where the hell are you?
I'm right. Don't worry. Oh my god, careful. God, I don't even know where the hell they are.
Whoa.
They're shooting at you?
Yeah.
Oh god! No! Dude, how are the... Build a structure, boo.
This is not good. I'm low on health.
Hang on, there's one coming up towards you.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god, that was such a close game.
I know. Alright, let's just go back to lobby.
Alright.
So let's just continue. Let's just finish it off there.
Alright.
We need to, I guess, gotta hurry, get through these.
And I leave off. Let's see here. Okay. With shield in disarray, Romanov appears before a Senate subcommittee while Fury, under the cover of his apparent death, heads to Eastern Europe in pursuit of Hydra's remaining cells. Rogers and Wilson decide to find the Winter Soldier with Rumlow, who was a double agent for Hydra. Is hospitalized following the Triskelions' destruction.
Oh yeah.
In a mid-credit scene, Baron Wolfgang von Strucker.
Baron von Strucker.
Strucker. At a Hydra lab proclaims that the age of miracles has begun as scientists examine an energy-filled scepter and two test subjects, one with superhuman speed and the other with telekinetic powers. In a post-credit scene, Barnes visits his own memorial at the Smithsonian Institution.
Okay, so yeah. Basically, of course, the twins are Pietro Maximoff, aka Quicksilver, and Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch.
Everyone will remember Quicksilver was the shittiest.
Yeah. Alright, so now we move on. I get. So the next one
I've seen pictures of him in the MCU thing instead of Spider-Man, and I'm like, why would they put Quicksilver instead of Spider-Man? Quicksilver died. So clearly he wasn't that important.
Yeah. Okay, so now for the next MCU movie is, of course, one of my favorites, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Actually, I will be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Alright, well, we'll wait for him, so...
Alright. Well, you can continue.
Alright, sure. Okay, so... Alright, so basically, first off, pretty much everyone has the same thought. Like, when this was announced, we did not know who were the Guardians of the Galaxy. So, yeah, until then, when the movie was released, everyone now, like, loves the Guardians. And pretty much happy that, at least now Marvel is now taking up the next step of bringing in some heroes that we haven't heard of yet. So, yeah. So, the movie starts off, of course, it actually is, like, takes place somewhere maybe in, like, the 1980s, where Peter Quill... We were introduced to Peter Quill, who was, like, as a child, he was in the hospital, and apparently, unfortunately, his mother was sick, and learned that, she had a brain tumor, so, and unfortunately, she died, and given Peter a gift, and after her death, Peter went off outside because the mourning for his mother. Until then, of course, a ship arrived and, well, took him. And, yeah. So then now, of course, it takes place years later. We're now moved on to the planet called Morag. Oh.
Yo, what up?
Hello, sir.
So what happened that last one? You guys died or you guys winning?
We died. We were in the top 3.
Oh, not bad. You guys are pretty good.
Yeah. So now we're now into Guardians of the Galaxy. I would just start it off with the intro.
Okay, sir.
Alright, so now we move on to Morag, which of course now we see Peter Quill as, oh.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright.
So it's gone too, or what?
No,
I figured we just...
I
think we could just finish off the movies here in the lobby, so, before we go into the squads.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so...
Dude,
now...
Leo, we almost had that match.
Yeah.
I know, I heard.
Alright,
so...
Okay, so now we're in Morag, and of course we're introduced to Star-Lord now. He's as an adult. Of course, I really love the opening, come and get your love.
Yes,
come
sir.
and get your love.
I love 80s songs.
Yeah, they were pretty good. And the song choices there, I love it. Of course, and so during around the time when Peter was in space, he basically now part of the Ravagers, and he became basically a thief.
And he doesn't realize that he's from a place called Earth anymore.
Yeah. Now of course so he basically went out to like, I guess, a safe or a vault where it holds the thing they call the orb, which includes the Power Stone. And while he caught that, he of course encounters the Kree. And there's like a little funny thing going on, where basically Quill introduces himself as Star-Lord, and they just said, "Who?
Who?
Star-Lord, man, legendary outlaw, guys."
And then later when they say, "Kill Star-Lord!" Yes!
And just like, Star-Lord, finally. God, Quill. But yeah. So then of course he used like this little, like, I don't know, ball to I guess like a flash grenade or something, to get the other Kree, and then he escapes. And well, basically like the intention after when he got like the orb, he was like gonna sell it off to a buyer. Until then, of course, he didn't accept and wanted Quill to get out. And well, before that, we were in I forgot what was the place, Xandar. Yeah, there we go, Xandar. And that's where kind of we meet like the other Guardians. We were introduced to Rocket, Groot, and Gamora. Gamora was sent there to retrieve the orb from Quill. They were finding it, and of course, Rocket and Groot came into the picture to capture Quill because Yondu, leader of the Ravagers, put up a bounty on him. So yeah, there's basically a little fight there. Until then, the Nova Corps came in and took them to prison. Yeah, and another classic song I love was played, while they were in prison. Hooked on a feeling. Yeah. Love that song.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little funny thing, and of course, most of the prisoners, weren't, like, happy with Gamora, because, they said, like, Ronan killed, like, their families, so, yeah. And, of course, that's when we were introduced to the last member of the Guardians, which was Drax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then, well, of course, a little later, Gamora was almost gonna get killed until then, of course, Drax comes into the picture and tries to kill her, but then later on, Quilt like, was falling after them and saves her. And basically the thing is that like, they agreed, Quilt tells Gamora was she planning on to sell the orb since she wasn't gonna give it to Ronan, and she was, and she explained like the cost for the orb was 4 billion units, so. And then they decided they could split the money if they broke out of prison. And luckily enough, Rocket knows a thing or two about escaping prisons. So yeah. And it was, of course, after that, it shows off a scene with, of course, with Ronan and Nebula going up to the sanctuary that's called. Meets up with that guy from the Avengers, like they call him the Other. Is with like that weird guy that was talking with Loki. The hooded figure. If you guys remember him. But yeah, let's just say you do. And of course, it gave us an introduction to Thanos, like fully speaking, and wow, that was cool. Really love the speech. He said, "The only man I do not take seriously, boy, is you. Your politics bore me. Your demeanor is that of a pouty child." And yeah. But yeah, basically, hold up, let me just make sure my character can have a seat here, so. So.
I figured it out.
Yeah. And of course, Rocky told the others what the plan is. They first, wanted to get the materials like a wristwatch and the wrist band thing that the guards have, and a dude's prosthetic leg, and of course this little battery from them, which he mentions they should get that last until then Groot gets that first, and then the alarm sets off and breakouts and a huge fight happening, and that's when of course the Guardians were together. They were lucky enough to escape, and of course, and before they left, Quill goes back to get his Walkman since it was stolen by one of the guards, that was listening to his music. It was very funny. Pina Coladas, love that song as well. Man, there were so many good song choices for this. It's really amazing. Okay, then remember next. Then of course, they were gonna head on their way to nowhere, where they will meet up with the Collector soon, and of course, Yondu and the Ravagers and Ronan and the crew were gonna be going after them. So yeah. Then of course, the Collector returns in this one, and basically he explains about the Infinity Stone, and things kind of went haywire as his assistant touched the Power Stone and died. So yeah, it sucks for her. And then Roni came along because Drax called him for stupidity and revenge, because his wife and daughter were killed by the hands of Ronan. Oh man, I'm getting tired. Whew. Like all this. What?
I'm so sorry. I'm being interrupted.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You guys can jump in.
Jump in where?
I don't know anything.
I just muted myself because I was singing. So
Can I jump in your cheeks?
What? No.
He said no. I'm dead.
Fucking Christ. But,
Dude,
so yeah.
Leo, you look like you got Nerf bullets on your freaking belt.
I'm dead. You're cold.
God.
Alright, continue.
Alright, so I'm trying to remember. So yeah, Drax
Let's
had a
go
little
back to my
break.
Christmas skin. Yes! Your boy can join Pidgey, not Shiny. Do you still have the Pokemon Go or no?
Huh?
How?
I think, do you still have Pokemon Go or no?
Nah.
Okay.
Why?
No, I was gonna say just pop an instance, bro.
Huh?
The thing that tracks the Pokemon.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
you need to be near a Pokestop to use those?
No, that means the incense.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot which one was the one that you put on that Pokestops.
Okay.
Alright, so. Alright,
That's
so.
not what I meant to say!
What?
Your boy, fuck you! Well, that is not what I meant to say.
What do you? Bro.
What I said in chat. I meant to
I read the
say
chat.
your boy, fuck yeah.
Oh, they meant fuck yeah. I'm like, you mad at me or something?
That's why I'm like looking at chat right now. I'm like, what?
Like, what did I do? I was doing homework. Is that bad?
I'm like, your boy, fuck you. I meant to say your boy, fuck yeah.
Dude, but I got A's and B's now, so I'm good now.
Oh, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, continue on.
I'm gonna mute my mic and sing.
Okay, so
I was just
basically.
stream though.
Alright, so I'll continue on. We're just to let you know, Esteban, we're on Guardians of the Galaxy right now.
Oh, you guys didn't finish?
No, we're not.
We're still on the
We
yeah.
got delayed because we went into a few matches.
Yeah, I wanted to complete a daily challenge.
Oh, I think it's done.
And I think also these guys wanted to complete some challenges as well, so.
Yeah, but I want to hit level 100 today.
Alright, so. Okay, so we're less off. So basically Drax went off fighting Ronan while Quill, Rocket, and Gamora went off of a chase. Of course with Nebula and the other Kree, and Nebula blows up Gamora's ship, which leaves her, stranded out in space, and well, Quill decided, to go out and try to save her life, and luckily they both were alive because the Ravagers arrived there, and well, after they were brought into the Raptor ship, things didn't go well, with Yanu and Quill, and while back on Nowhere, Drax, Rocket, and Groot, they were just talking, and Rocket says some messed up stuff about how Drax's family member, he doesn't care, and just Groot just like,
What happened?
yeah, nothing happened.
Who gasped?
Me, it's because Groot, forget it. God, you need to
He said, "Oh, I found a snack on the floor."
God, you're fucking
Wow.
stupid.
Wow. Okay. None of the other guys is gonna answer. Back me up here, guys.
Now, anyway, so yeah, little huge banter going on with Yondu and Quill, but then luckily enough, Quill and Yondu came into agreement that if they help them, they could they could take the orb, to make sure Ronan won't get his hands on it. But while that happened, Ronan used the Infinity Stone, had the power of hold it, and wanted to destroy Xandar, and after that he wanted to go and get Thanos. So yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't know how to use the stone to the best of its ability, sir. No.
Yeah. So yeah. So the Guardians were formed once again, and then Quill gives off a speech, to our life, is not giving them a chance to do something good. So yeah, basically they all agreed to help work together and help Xandar. And with the help of the Ravagers, they were able to, well, they infiltrated first the Kree ship. They informed the Kree about the upcoming attack. They helped lend a hand. And yeah, battle here and there. Gamora fought off with Nebula, then Star-Lord, Drax and Groot fought off with Korath and the Kree. The funny thing with Star-Lord. Finally. Yeah, just wanted the recognition that Quill wanted, but not the best time. While Rocket and the other Raptors went on the street level to make sure the Kree doesn't attack the people. Yeah. They were able to destroy the ship, which, well, first they wanted to destroy Ronan, but unfortunately it didn't work because, Ronan had the stone. And the ship was coming crashing down. Groot sacrificed himself, to save his fellow friends. And yeah. And well, I'm trying to remember. And of course Ronan was still alive. And a little funny thing with Star-Lord and the dance off happening. So yeah. And yeah, then of course they blew up like Ronin's hammer that contains the Infinity Stone, which Quill was able to catch it, and well, actually was able to hold on long enough until like the Guardians hold hands, and yeah, they destroyed Ronin with the stone, and everything went back to normal. Well, before that, Quill switched out the orb with another, like a fake one with Yondu, so, and then of course gave the real stone to the Kree, and of course the Kree informs him about how he's actually not fully human and how his father was something ancient. So, and yeah, everyone had a happy ending, and yeah. And of course the post-credit scene with the baby Gru and all that. So, and of course, and post-credits went back with the collectors, the place that was destroyed, and of course we were introduced to Howard the Duck. So yeah.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Howard.
Alright, so.
Hey, Esteban, are you doing the spotlight hour?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you have an instance on right now?
Wait, today?
So yeah.
Yeah, spotlight right now.
I fucking told him! What the fuck? He didn't listen to me!
Who didn't listen to you?
I told Frank and my dad like it's next week, not today.
No, it's today. It's going on right now. I already have the instance on.
Oh, pinche pendejos.
Yeah. That's rude.
By the way, before we start on, I just want to say, the Naruto run is back, and I want to get it, but it's 500 and I have 0. And I want it though. Okay, continue.
Alright, so basically that was it for Guardians of the Galaxy. Overall, I freaking love Guardians of the Galaxy, and really made me fell in love with the characters. So yeah.
I was kind of iffy about Chris Pratt playing as Star-Lord. I didn't think he was a good choice, but after seeing the movie, he was good.
Yeah. Like, I've seen Chris Pratt in movies that I've seen. Like, I seen him first in the Lego movie, then in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then in Jurassic World, which that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Huh? Yeah, Jurassic World.
I'm so iffy about it.
If you guys was to look at the chat right now, you'd tell me I'm a liar.
What?
Esteban.
Me genuinely getting outplayed by a better player.
Okay. Alright, so now we move on to the next one. Now we have two final movies in Phase 2. Now the next one is Avengers Age of Ultron, and this is my least favorite Avengers movie of all.
Really?
Yes.
It's pretty good in my opinion. Age of Ultron.
I liked it. I really did like it.
I honestly didn't like that one.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it.
I liked it.
I just felt I just lost the feel of it, Just felt.
I mean, Ultron was kind of annoying at some parts.
Yeah.
But like,
The
fact that they introduced Scarlet Witch and her brother was kind of cool.
Yeah, and they also introduced
I'm more
Vision.
interested in them introducing Scarlet Witch than Quicksilver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, yes, bro.
Honestly, I like the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, like in X-Men Days of Future Past, dude. That guy was cool.
Yes.
I just didn't like the fact that they like introduced the character in one movie and killed him off in one movie.
I know.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, if freaking Future Past one was in there, he definitely wouldn't have gotten killed that freaking easily.
Exactly.
Technically, yes, the reason Quicksilver got killed is because he was trying to save a kid. But still, even with his speed, the Quicksilver from Future Past still would have gotten the kid and not been killed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, the Quicksilver scene from X-Men Days of Future Past and in X-Men Apocalypse, they were pretty cool. And I definitely love the song choices.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, but anyway, let's just get this started. So,
let me just say one thing though.
alright.
Sonic definitely upstages Quicksilver by a decent margin.
It's debatable, but still, at the same
Wait,
time.
what'd you say? What'd you say?
Remember?
What'd you say?
But hold on.
I said Sonic from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie upstages Quicksilver's speed. And you know how that is?
For a fact. How?
because if you remember in Quicksilver's scene where he was in the room, he stuff was still technically moving around in the room, but in Sonic, he was literally moving so fast it got to the point where time was almost completely frozen.
Question.
Yes. Answer.
Did you guys see any of the post-credit scene for Sonic?
Yes, I love that.
Tails is back. Tails, baby.
I think Angel, and I think Isaac also informed me before I went to go see a movie to stick around for the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
I wonder if Shadow's gonna be in the second one. I hope so.
I honestly probably, because since they're gonna have Eggman, I like how we're getting
I like to see Knuckles in the next one.
Oh yeah, definitely Knuckles would be a good addition to it. I like how we're getting so off track from the MCU now.
Okay, because we're talking about with the super speed and the Quicksilver, but we'll talk about the Sonic movie in another time. But yeah. If you guys want us to do the review of Sonic the Hedgehog, just let us know. But yeah. But anyway,
please, I love Sonic.
Yeah. So, all right. So now let's talk about Age of Ultron now. So we start at the beginning where the Avengers are now in Sokovia, where they infiltrated the Hydra base because they were going to look for Loki's scepter, and of course there was like a little funny thing with the captain saying language. So language. Very funny. So,
that's funny.
then of course we got to see like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in action. Well, and Tony went to go to find the scepter, and of course the Scarlet Witch used her powers to see I guess Tony's like nightmares, where basically he sees all the Avengers dead, and basically he feels like the guilt is on him for not doing what he could do to help save them. So yeah, and then basically Tony takes with the scepter. The Avengers go back to New York, where we get to see the Avengers Tower, and yeah. So, also Hawkeye was also injured in the battle, and then also Hulk and Black Widow were a thing.
So happy now.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That song I really love this game on right now.
Yeah, anyway, I was just saying Hulk and Black Widow were a thing in this, and hold on, I'm trying to remember what else. So yeah, back in the Avengers Tower, again, Clint was being hailed, and of course Tony and Bruce, we're talking about the Ultron program by using, with the scepter, and yeah, then of course that program came to life and attacked Jarvis, kind of. I don't know.
In the Diary of Jane.
Sorry, what?
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 I don't know.
Someone was singing, but. And of course, there was the Avengers party. It was very funny, with War Machine just telling that story. Oh yeah,
Stanley.
Yeah,
Excelsior.
Excelsior. Just he was so
Okay,
drunk.
I want to tell this part.
What?
Okay, so Thor and Captain America were drinking some strong alcohol, and then some legendary alcohol.
From Asgard.
And Stanley. From Asgard, and Stanley was like, yo, let me have some. And Thor was like, no, you're too old, man. He was like, come on, stop being a bitch. Of course he didn't say that, but it just sounds, yeah, he said that. And then Stanley got drunk. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then he said, Excelsior.
Yeah. And of course there was a little I guess a romantic scene with Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff, and yeah, Black Widow's still beautiful as ever.
Especially in the latex. Ooh, baby.
What the fuck?
And Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2, baby.
Okay, Saban, you can jerk off after we're done with this. But in the meantime, we need to finish up.
Be right back. Hold up,
He's gonna jerk off.
He said, I'm not waiting till after. I'm already going now, honey. I'm got my lotion, my toilet. No, not my toilet, my tissues. What else?
You need some lotion? You need some lotion?
I already mentioned lotion.
Oh, so I didn't hear you.
You already gave me that lotion.
You finished?
Really,
Oh, God, Jesus Christ, we don't need to hear it. For fuck's sake.
Let me go ahead. No, I'm saying.
God. But, okay. So, basically now, of course, we're almost at the end of the party where, you know, basically the Avengers are deciding, you know, to see who can lift up Thor's hammer. Can you at least mute your mic?
Or unplug it.
We don't need to hear you beat your meat, okay?
You said you want to wear the
What the f-
Sounds like a pterodactyl for a second.
Nah, this is a pterodactyl.
Stop, we can't hear you.
We're getting on track.
Okay, so basically the Avengers are trying to I said shut the fuck up! Anyway, so the Avengers are trying to lift Thor's hammer, but first off was Barton, he failed. Next was Iron Man, he failed. War Machine also failed.
Captain was getting close, and then Thor was getting all worried.
There's actually the thing is they said like, you know, he was actually worthy, but he actually didn't want to use the hammer, so he just played it to think like, you know, he wasn't worthy, so pretty interesting.
Yep. He acted like he was worthy. He was like, oh shit, I'm about to lift it. Nope.
Yeah, and like you saw Thor's face, he was just like, what? It was really funny. Yeah, after that little fun thing.
There were some theories that said, oh, well, he couldn't lift it, but he almost could because he was almost worthy. But technically, I'm pretty sure he was already worthy.
Yeah, he was, but you know, he just didn't want to lift it yet.
Yep.
And then after,
and then
you know,
he had to.
Yeah. So then, of course, now we're introduced now to Ultron, which he was used like some like Iron Legion parts. So yeah. Then of course there was a little fight attack with the Iron Legion, and of course like Ultron said, like, you know, there's only one path to peace: the Avengers' extinction. And yeah, of course. Then of course he went back to like to that little like the Hydra base that was making, you know, the Ultron like bots. And yeah, then of course there was a huge argument going on with the Avengers, like mainly I guess like why Tony created the Ultron program in the first place. And of course, you know, Tony gives off a speech which he said, "We're the Avengers. Like we can throw like criminals in jail, but that up there, that's the end game. Are you guys planning on beating that together? We'll lose. Well, then we'll do that together too." Which will help.
Work together, huh?
Of course, even like, of course, and have you guys even noticed it? Like where Tony just says that's the end game right there. Just
yeah. They mentioned end game so many times. What do you mean? In almost every one of them, they mentioned end game.
I could only tell that one part in the Age of Ultron, or at least that's something I remember from Age of Ultron. But yeah, then of course, then it comes back to Sokovia, where Wanda and Pietro meet up with Ultron, which he's now in the new body, and then persuades them into joining his side. And now the Avengers don't know what else to do now, since most of the information, the work that they made was gone. And then, of course, now they went to head over to South America, where we're introduced to Ulysses Claw, which then he'll appear later in Black Panther.
Ooh.
And then then Ultron came in, I guess interrogated him or something, and he got himself some vibranium. And he even cut off Claw's arm off. Then the Avengers arrived, and Iron Man and Ultron fought outside while Scarlet Witch used her powers with Thor, Captain America, and Black Widow, where we get to see kind of we saw Black Widow's snippets of her past, which basically she was part of the Red Room, where I guess there was some ballerinas there, then of course shooting, fighting, and of course where basically she got sterilized. then for Cap, where basically he sees like what happens, like if he didn't go on ice, and where he can actually finally rest and be with Peggy. And with Thor, he sees like a nightmare where I guess like
that's Thor, right?
With the lightning and everything, where he actually gets the visions. Yeah, where basically his powers are now becoming like destructive. So, yeah, which we'll explain later in Thor Ragnarok. And yeah, basically that leaves like the Avengers really like broken down, and Hawkeye, well, of course, actually using arrows to shock Wanda like in her head. Just I've done the whole mind control thing. Not a fan. And also, of course, Scarlet Witch used her powers to bring out the Hulk. Well, basically, I guess that was the Savage Hulk, which he goes on a dangerous rampage. And
2008. 2008.
Speaking of which, actually, if you look at that version of Hulk and
Damn.
what was it? If you look at the Savage Hulk and Ragnarok Hulk, the facial features are so much different. I'm not talking about like the hair. The hair was obviously different, but they used a completely different model to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, of course, now basically like Iron Man then now summons the Hulk Buster, which he and Bruce, like deciding to make in case if the big ring goes bad and goes on a dangerous rampage. Yeah, they fought and basically Iron Man manages to beat him. And the funniest thing is just like as like when Tony punched the Hulk super hard, he just like the Hulk just looks so angry at him and then spits out a tooth, and just Tony just like, I'm sorry. It's just like, you're fucked.
You're so fucked.
But yeah, they managed to Tony manages to beat him up, and now Clint takes the Avengers to a safe house, which you introduced to Barnes' family, his wife and his 2 kids, and of course his born-to-be son. And yeah, basically Thor went off to look for some answers while the Avengers just try to rest and figure out what else to do. And then, of course, Nick arrives and talks to Tony, and Tony basically tells him about how like he saw a vision of how he felt the Avengers, like he couldn't do anything about it.
Infinity War.
We'll get to that later in Phase 3, but don't worry. But yeah. Then, I've been talking a lot, okay? Then, of course, they were also having dinner, which, Fury was explaining how they should not be back together or something. I forgot. And, of course, the funny thing with Fury said, outwit the platinum bastard. And Nat goes, Steve doesn't like that kind of talk. Very funny. They were just making fun of Cap. Then now they finally got the idea what Ultron plans on to do, which basically is evolving. And of course cuts down like to Korea, I think, where he meets up with Dr. Helen Cho.
Oh yes, Korea. You're right.
Yeah. Where basically they were almost like creating a vision, and then of course that was around where Wanda and like sees like
Quicksilver.
And Quicksilver, they were about what Ultron was planning on to do. Oh god, no, not that game. No. God damn.
What happened? What the hell? What
Why?
did you put in the chat?
No.
What I miss?
I'm dead, bro. Oh my god. What is that?
Oh my god. Isaac, come on.
I'm not joking, dude. I would be wrong.
Be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Be right back, guys. Be right back. Be right back.
That time I was looking for that.
I can't breathe.
Oh my god, bro. You're such an out.
First of all, I have so many questions. Where the fuck did you get that from?
God damn it, Isaac! I fucking hate
I
you.
literally spent the last maybe 15 to 20 minutes looking for that.
God.
Be right back, guys.
Oh,
Oh
dude.
no. I think I know what he's gonna go do.
I'm not gonna go masturbate to that. Yeah, I'm gonna go fucking puke. That's fucking nasty.
Oh my
Haha,
god.
keep telling yourself that.
Jesus.
Hey, that's the bomb.
What?
God, Isaac, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously.
Here's a little gift to help that get that out of your image.
God, now it's in my brain. Just like as Thor put
I
it.
don't even want to open the message anymore, bro.
Here's something to
Dude,
take
I
off.
think I might just actually, honestly, I think I might just leave the chat. Alright?
Lyrical came out of quarantine.
Alright, where do I leave off?
Adrian, look at that.
No, don't look at it.
No, wait. Laura came up. Wow! She thick!
That's not thick, it's fat.
Boy.
It's fat, not thick.
The definition of thick.
She's coming for
Thick,
all
no,
her fridges.
thick is you. No, your outfit, that's thick right there.
She's coming for all of her fridges.
Wow.
No. Block your fridges.
Anything but that, but anyway.
Lock your doors. Block your back doors. Lock the garage. Everything.
She will find a way in.
Okay, can I just continue on now? Where do I leave off?
Yes, yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Where do I leave off?
I don't know.
Okay, so
20 minutes.
so basically,
Ultron wanted to end the world.
okay, yeah. So Scarlet Witch now realizes Ultron's true intention, which is to actually destroy Earth and create like new life. So basically, they ditched, and then of course Ultron takes like I guess like the little crate thing with him to get out since the Avengers have arrived. Yeah, they intervened, and a huge fight happening, like a huge chase. Ultron takes Black Widow away, and then Wanda and Pietro helps out Cap, stopping the train. And then back at the Avengers Tower, then Tony and Bruce had the. Well, Tony had told Bruce if they could be able to do the same thing, but this time it's different. And yeah, that's of course leading up to the creation of Vision. And then Ultron reveals his true plan to Black Widow, or then of course has like a new form. Okay, my stomach still hurts.
Shiny Pidgey? Oh, that'd be freaking crazy.
What?
I'm playing Pokemon Go too. I'm doing the spotlight hour.
Alright.
That's the one I forgot with Shiny Pidgey.
So yeah, basically, while
Fucking kill you.
they're almost like, so
I think
Tony and
they're
Bruce
bad.
were almost like making like almost finishing up Vision until then Cap intervenes, and they were having a huge argument how it was a bad idea to try to even do that thing again since Ultron is out there. They were having a huge fight, then Thor arrives and uses lightning to power up like the crate, and of course, lo and behold, Vision.
Shiny Sunker? No.
Of course, then basically Vision reveals his intention to try to stop Ultron from like destroying all life, and of course, the biggest surprise, Vision wields a Mjolnir, which shocked everyone. They were just like,
I don't think anyone was shocked. I think everyone was like, makes sense.
they're just surprised. But yeah, so they were getting ready for batter. Wait, what? God.
Were they making cookies?
Well, yeah. I mean, why
Making
not?
pancakes?
Hey,
I want cookies. Bacon pancakes.
making pancakes. This is big enough.
Oh
Where
my
did that
god!
one from? Please tell me
Somebody
that was that.
actually took the time to do that?
What?
Do what?
Hold up. What the fuck? That's actually kind of awesome.
But yeah, the Avengers were preparing for battle. You know, Iron Man first confronts with Ultron up like into like the church thing. Oh, let's see.
Oh, that's cool.
Whoa!
He's a gamer.
Yeah,
They took the fucking green off. That's awesome.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Actually looks pretty normal.
And then there's just the one
He just looks like a
above the
grown-up
one
jock.
above that one. Just know, bruh.
Yeah. But okay, so I guess what we're seeing right now is a GIF of with Professor Hulk, but it's actually like a regular like human color skin. So they just removed the green. It's actually pretty good. You can't actually even tell that's the Hulk. But yeah. Then of course Vision comes along to confront. There's a huge battle going on. It's kind of the typical usual Avenger stuff. Bruce also saves Natasha. Then of course they kiss. Then Natasha throws Bruce off, turning him into the Hulk. And yeah, they went off to battle. Huge epic fight scene. Bam, bam, bam. And I'm trying to speed this up really quick. So Hulk went off to space. Ultron was destroyed by Vision. Then Thor left. And yeah, then the new Avengers were assembled, and yeah, pretty much that's all that. Huge Sokovia battle. And then of course the post-credit scene with Thanos grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet and says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And yeah, that was Age of Ultron, and yeah, again, least favorite Avengers movie.
Yep.
Go die in the hole, bro. What the please die.
Basically, if I were to rank my favorite Avengers movie, number one, it would be
I don't want to hear it.
Second, Infinity War. Then the first Avengers. Then finally, Age of Ultron. I'm sorry, it just for whatever reason I just could not get into it. Like there was like I lost my spirit in the Avengers. Okay.
Die. D-I-E.
Hey, he just can't admit it. But, all right.
I love you, Ruben. No, hold on.
Yeah, you do. But anyway, now we move on to the final movie in Phase 2, which is Ant-Man. So yeah. And honestly, like, both movies came out in 2015, and Ant-Man is honestly my favorite one. So it basically kind of tops Avengers Age of Ultron for me. So yeah.
Too many stairs!
So does anyone want to talk about Ant-Man now? Because my throat is kind of I'm kind of getting tired from talking.
Isaac or Esteban?
Esteban.
Not it.
No,
I don't want to.
Top the screen, bro.
Okay, what movie are we doing?
Ant-Man.
Batman.
Oh, I forgot most of that movie.
Then just look up the plot.
I don't want to though. I don't like. Fine, I'll go by my memory. How about that?
Isaac, how about you just do it?
Alright, give me a sec.
Where's my CDs at? I went old school. What the hell?
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna check something. I'm just gonna go to save the world pretty quick. Oh shit! Nope, never mind. Hang on. God, I hate when this happens. I accidentally got into save. I need to get into not battle royale. I need to get to save the world. I actually need to check something really quick, guys. So. There we go. We'll get right back to them in a sec, so. Oh, man. So, just gonna mute my mic for pretty quick.
yo, what the hell happened?
I'm back. I had to check something pretty quick. But don't worry, I'm back.
Oh.
Okay, so we jump in the match.
Yeah, we
Huh?
kind of went into a match.
Oh.
Just stay in the match, bro. Yeah, he wanted to clap some cheeks.
He wanted to clap some cheeks.
Yes. Bless you.
Oh my
Coronavirus.
god.
I tend to just wait until he's done.
Yeah,
Coronavirus.
So do I just keep talking or?
yeah, you want.
No, hold up. I just need to
Hey,
get.
don't you fucking take my weapons, bitch.
This is my motherfucker. Hey, you fucking snatched it. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
This is mine.
Oh, I guess. I'm sure.
Careful the box. Take the one out of the box first. Otherwise it'll end up breaking.
Oh, what the heck?
Okay, so basically while those guys are doing that, alright, I'll just continue. I'll just finish off with the admin. So I'm just gonna read the plot here, and then I'll just tell about the stuff. So it's a lot more easier than try to remember things. So in 1989, scientist Hank Pym resigns from S.H.I.E.L.D. after discovering their attempt to replicate his Ant-Man shrinking technology. Believing the technology will be dangerous if replicated, Pym vows to hide it for as long as he lives. So yeah, basically shows, of course, you know, he talks with Howard Stark and Mitchell Carson, and Peggy Carter. And yeah, basically, of course, Carson was the one that wanted the formula, and that guy was a huge douchebag.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know how much the Ant-Man one. Yeah.
Alright. So, in the present name, Pym's estranged daughter, Hope Van Dyne, and former protege, Darren Cross, have forced him out of his company, Penn Technologies. Cross is close to perfecting a shrinking suit of his own, the Yellow Jacket. Oh. Excuse me? Which horrifies Pym, so... I don't know what that was for, but okay. Upon his release from...
Wasp. A wasp.
Oh, okay, my bad.
How dare you disagree with me?
I didn't know who you were whistling for. Like, who was it? I didn't hear.
The wasp.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Upon his release from prison, well-meaning thief Scott Lang moves in with his old cellmate Luis. Oh, dude, Luis is my favorite character. The way he tells me. What?
That's wait, I don't know, I'm confused. Which character is that?
Luis, the one that tells like the story very long. It was like, oh, it's complicated, and then just with the funny music, just yeah.
The Mexican dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Lang visits his daughter Cassie unannounced and is justified by his former wife Maggie and her police detective fiance Paxton for not providing child support. Yeah, Paxton was a huge douche, but in the end, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, he was cool. Unable to hold down the job because of his criminal record, Lang agrees to join Luis's crew and commit a burglary. Which, of course, Luis tells this funny story of, you know. And, of course, it ends just simply with, old man have safe. And is gone for a week. So, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Lang breaks into a house and cracks its safe, but only finds what he believes to be an old motorcycle suit, which he takes home. After trying the suit on, Lang accidentally shrinks himself to the size of an insect. Terrified by the experience, he returns the suit to the house, but is arrested on the way out. Pym, the homeowner, visits Lang in jail and smuggles the suit into his cell to help him break out. Pym, who manipulated Lang through it, not knowing Luis into stealing the suit as a test, wants Lang to become the new Ant-Man to steal the Yellow Jacket from Cross. Having been spying on Cross after discovering his intentions, Van Dyne and Pym train Lang to fight and control ants. While Van Dyne harbors resentment towards Pym about her mother Janet's death, he reveals that Janet, known as the Wasp, the first Wasp, disappeared into a subatomic quantum realm while disabling a Soviet nuclear missile. Pym warns Lane that he could suffer a similar fate if he overrides his suit's regulator. They send him to steal a device that will aid their heist from the Avengers headquarters, where he briefly fights Sam Wilson.
Hawkman.
Oh, Falcon, right?
Yeah, Falcon. Who says Hawkman?
I did it.
Why?
You
stupid.
What's this denial, bro? Like,
It's a bird,
I'm
whatever.
about
It's
to
still a
misuse my
bird.
hand
It's a
upside your
bird.
head.
Yeah.
Bird, okay? It's a bunch of words. Like say Eagle Man.
I'm sorry.
I'm about to misuse my hand upside your head.
I'm just telling you.
I'm sorry. There's a bunch of black guys in Avengers. I'm sorry.
Look, Esteban, I'm just saying you say some stupid
I'm
shit like that,
sorry,
and you're gonna
what?
catch these hands. Alright? Know what I mean?
Esteban, he's a little dude. You'll take him on easily.
I know. That's the point.
And I know
You see me
you
fighting.
Okay.
You
No,
see me
no, I'm not
fighting.
talking about. I know. But I'm talking about. Esteban, you're way taller than Adrian. I know that much.
I know. I've seen
all
videos. I've seen
tall, bro.
pictures. I've seen pictures, dude. I know.
Anyway, Cross perfects the Yellow Jacket and hosts an
That means
unveiling
what?
ceremony
You're
at Pym
taller than me
Technologies
and I'm still
headquarters.
stronger than you.
Laying
I'm
along
not
with his
talking
crew
about
and a storm of.
I'm not
Can
talking
I
about me and
finish?
you, actually.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Okay, so laying along with his okay, hold on. Cross perfects the Yellow Jacket and hosts an unveiling ceremony at Pym Technologies headquarters. Laying along with his crew and a swarm of flying ants infiltrates the building during the event, sabotages the computer servers, the company's headquarters servers, and plants explosives. When he attempts to steal the Yellow Jacket, he along with Pym and Van Dyne are captured by Cross, who intends to sell both the Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man suits to Hydra. Lang breaks free, and he and Van Dyne dispatch most of the Hydra agents through the one flees with a vial of Cross particles and Pym a shot. Lang pursues Cross while the explosives detonate, imploding the building as Pym and Van Dyne escape. Oh yeah, with the keychain tank. It's very funny. Cross dons the Yellow Jacket and attacks Lang before Lang is arrested by Paxton. Cross takes Cassie hostage to lure Lang into another fight. Lang overrides the regulator and shrinks to a subatomic size to penetrate Cross's suit and sabotage it to shrink uncontrollably, presumably killing Cross. Lang disappears into the quantum realm, but manages to reverse the effects and returns to the macroscopic world. Out of gratitude for Lang's heroism, Paxton covers for Lang to keep him out of prison. Seeing that Lang survived and returned from the quantum realm, Pym wonders if his wife is alive as well, which we'll talk about that in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Later, Lang meets up with Louise, who tells him that Wilson is looking for him. Yeah. Funny, complicated story, and yeah. In the mid-credit scene, Pym shows Van Dyne a new Wasp prototype suit and offers it to her.
Oh, you guys are like way far from your stuff.
And then, in a post-credit scene, Wilson and Steve Rogers have Bucky Barnes in their custody. Unable to contact Tony Stark because of the Accords, Wilson mentions that he knows someone who can help, which of course that will lead up to Captain America Civil War, where we'll talk about Phase 3 next time. So, whew. So, yeah.
Help.
So, yeah. So overall, guys, that was it for Phase 2. So, what do you guys think of so what are your favorites from Phase 2?
Avengers.
Yeah.
Thank God I kept these menus right here.
To be honest, Age of Ultron was my favorite in Phase 2.
Hurry up, guys.
I'm coming.
We're getting tired right now.
Oh, no!
Leo, Daddy's coming.
Okay, well, we'll finish off the stream later. So, anyway, guys, hope you guys did enjoy our discussion with going through the MCU Phase 2. So, for next time, hopefully, we could do, we're going to be doing 2 different parts, for Phase 3 since there's a lot more movies there. And, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy this. And, yeah, now it's time for me to wrap up and roll out. Peace.
Get my room.
Go get